In this video, I'm going to show you the 10 apps that are helping our clients generate millions of dollars in additional revenue with their email and SMS system. These aren't random Shopify apps. They're some of the best ones that we found that are used by the top 1% of e-com brands to squeeze every extra dollar out of their email marketing. Most brands are leaving tons of revenue on the table because they don't even know that these apps exist. Just like one of our clients that after started working with us, drove over $1 million in extra annual revenue by implementing just one of the apps that I'm about to show you today. By the end of the video, you'll know the exact apps to add to your tech stack immediately to increase email revenue, without sending more campaigns or doing any extra legwork on your part. Let's dive into the first app, which might be the most powerful one on our list. The first one that I want to talk about is retention.com. You might recognize retention.com already, or you might have recognized what it was previously called, getemails.com. And this is basically a platform that helps you capture the emails of people who are browsing your website but haven't opted into your emails yet. Someone's browsing your website, they go and view a couple products, but they're not on your email list, so they're not going to get your browse abandonment flow. Retention.com can capture a lot of the emails of these people who are triggering certain actions on your website and then allow you to send that person the browse abandonment flow. And when you have that set up, you can often get results like this, where we have the normal version of the flow and then the retention.com version of the flow. And you can see both are doing pretty substantial revenue here. If we didn't have the retention flow, this brand would have lost out on a lot of revenue over the course of the year. And the best part is, this is just recovering sales that you otherwise wouldn't have got without any extra ad spend. It's just increasing the efficiency of your ad spend and increasing the revenue of your flows. And you can often generate some extra revenue from your campaigns with this. Now, I will give you a word of caution. This is a little bit of a legal gray area. Some brands absolutely love the idea of being able to capture more emails, increase their flow revenue, and grow their list much faster, all while spending no extra money on ads. But some don't want to capture emails of people who haven't explicitly opted in. That's totally fine. You got to see what works best for your brand. But here are a bunch of brands that you probably know on their website that currently use retention.com. Here's one of the clients that we set this up for, and in the last year, we drove over $1 million in extra sales just by having this set up. If you're a brand with a high AOV and high site traffic, this is likely going to be a good option for you if you want to. Number 2, Fondue. How many times have you visited a brand's website that has a basic 10% off pop-up on their website? Most customers are accustomed to that offer, and it's not special for them. Not to mention, you're giving the margin away immediately once someone makes a purchase. What Fondue does differently is that they offer cash back instead of a percentage or dollar off. For example, let's say your brand has a 10% pop-up on your website. Instead of doing that 10% off, we just switch it to 10% cash back. But here's the cool part. Not all of the customers who buy with cash back will actually redeem their cash back after they make a purchase. So what does that do? It leaves more margin in your pocket after they purchase, and you can use that extra margin to increase your profits. Now that you save some extra margin on your 10% cash back, you can even increase the percentage that you're giving to your customers and maybe bump that up to a 15% off cash back. And you're still likely going to give away pretty much the same in terms of margin on your 15% cash back offer versus a standard 10% off. So now you have an offer that's way more enticing for someone. So your pop-up conversion rates are going to increase, and your welcome flow revenue likely increase as well, because people are more likely to buy if they have a higher percentage off. It's the same principle that's used with gift cards. How many times have you had a gift card that you've had for 3 years with maybe $50 on it, $60 on it, or even a random gift card that you have like $3 or $4, or even maybe $10 on it? If you don't use those, that's literally money that you paid the company for that you never redeemed, so they're just able to hold on to it. Another cool thing you can do with Fondue is that when customers have the option to go ahead and redeem their cash back, you can give them an even higher incentive to redeem store credit instead. So now they're going to come back for a second purchase, maybe a third, and spend even more money with your brand. Here's an example of what we did for one of our brands. We have 20% off, which was our previous offer, and now we currently split tested 30% cash back, and it performed a little bit better. No matter if your brand is doing hundreds of thousands per month or even millions per month, it's still going to give your brand extra profit that you can go and use to attract more customers and grow your brand. Number 3, spellbound.io. Spellbound is easily one of the coolest things I've seen implemented in emails because it makes your emails interactive. For example, you can have forms or surveys directly inside your emails, reviews directly inside your emails. You can capture someone's SMS directly in your email as well. And you can also use it to gamify your emails too. If you ever wanted your subscribers to interact with your emails inside the email, this is a great way to do it. And here's some of the brands, we'll throw them up on screen, that have previously used Spellbound as well. I won't go into all the features that it includes, but you can kind of get the idea of how you might use it. Number 4, Just Uno. If your brand's pop-up isn't converting at least 6 to 10% of your unique site visitors into email subscribers, then you should probably revisit your pop-up. After designing literally over 100 pop-ups in Klaviyo, I'm not too much of a fan of their pop-up platform, and I often like to take it to a third-party platform instead. One third-party platform that I like to use is Just Uno, and it basically is just a platform that specializes in just pop-ups, so you can do a lot more with your pop-ups inside of Just Uno rather than inside of Klaviyo itself. It allows you to have way more design flexibility than Klaviyo natively offers, as Klaviyo's is pretty rigid itself, and honestly, your pop-up conversion rates are just likely going to increase because you're able to design your pop-ups how you actually like. Their templates that they already have in Just Uno are also pretty good, so I'd recommend to start with those. And there's a bunch of other things that you can do inside of Just Uno that Klaviyo doesn't natively offer. For example, we can include a banner like this at the top of our brand's websites natively through Just Uno, perhaps during a sale. We can include different types of pop-ups, for example, an abandoned cart pop-up like this one, or an exit intent pop-up like this one, that are just a little bit more difficult to do inside of Klaviyo. Plus, their analytics I find are a little bit more helpful than what Klaviyo gives you, so you can get more detailed insights on how your pop-up is performing and how people on your website are reacting to it. So if you're serious about improving your brand's pop-ups, especially your pop-ups design, I'd recommend to check out a third-party platform like Just Uno over here. Real quick, before we continue the video, if you're serious about driving any incremental revenue for your Klaviyo account and you want a full list of all the apps that I've personally used across over 75 brands, then I highly recommend you check out my free guide in the description that goes into way more detail than I can fit in this video. It includes all the apps that I personally have used and a little bit more detail about them, so you can go ahead and drive incremental revenue yourself. Plus, it's going to come with 3 free bonuses. If you want all that and more, you can get it for free. It's in the description below. Go claim it. Number 5. Post-pilot. One of the toughest problems a lot of e-commerce brands face today is increasing their number of repeat purchasers. One of the cool ways I've found to increase retention is to include post-pilot, which basically includes postcards in your customer's package that either have a thank you or some sort of offer within the package itself. Here's a picture of the postcard that I got, and you can see how this can increase the chances of your customer placing another order. For these post-pilot postcards, I'd recommend to have some sort of offer on them, a quick thank you, and any other details that you'd want to include. And here's some of the top D2C brands that use post-pilot today. So if you're a brand that cares about your customer's experience and wants to increase your LTV, who really doesn't, then I highly would recommend to check out Postpilot. Number 6, after sale. So as we previously discussed, increasing profitability is one of the toughest challenges for a ton of brands in 2025. And here's one of the easiest ways that you can do it. Right after someone purchases, we can have an upsell right after they purchase for any complementary product or higher quantity of existing product that they just bought. So let me give you an example. If you're at the Athletic Greens checkout and you go and buy their main product, the green powder, you might get an upsell after you purchase for anything else that's complementary for the product. What this does is allows you to increase the AOV of that purchase and tack on any extra profit with 0 extra cost to you. So there's a couple of ways that you can go about this. Number 1, just selling complementary products after the purchase, like I mentioned with Athletic Greens, or you can even upsell more of the same product if it's replenishable. Here's one of our clients' products, and if someone wanted to buy even more so they don't run out, let's say, we can offer them a discounted rate to tack on even more to their existing purchase. So especially if you are a consumables brand or any other replenishable product, I highly recommend setting this up. It's going to tack a few extra points onto your AOV, and it's just going to help increase your profitability with basically an extra 30 minutes of setup. Plus your customers win too, because you can offer discounts on this extra purchase because it comes at 0 additional cost from you. You don't need to spend more on ads to acquire it. Number 7, if you're looking to get better data that helps you increase your retention, one of the best tools I found is retentionx.com. Not to be confused with retention.com. Retentionx.com just gives you more data that you can use to help you make better decisions about your retention marketing. A couple of the cool insights you can use in retention.com are an RFM analysis, which many of you are probably aware of. You can determine how long it takes a first-time customer who buys XYZ product to place their second order, however many days later, and what product their second purchase is most likely to be. For example, let's just say you're a clothing brand and some customer buys one of your hero products, this t-shirt from the brand. In retentionx.com, you can see, okay, after 31 days, and most customers that come back for their second purchase will order these pair of pants next. You can use this to help tailor your post-purchase flows inside of Klaviyo and just get better insights and data that you can use across all your retention marketing and your marketing in general. There's a ton of other data points that you can gather within retentionx.com, and I highly recommend you sign up for the platform and just test it out. Number 8, one of the best, Smile.io is one of the easiest and best looking loyalty rewards programs that you can incorporate for your brand. I personally like their aesthetic as well. It looks really clean when it's installed on a store, and it's just a great and easy way to implement loyalty for your brand's customers. So for some of the brands that we work with, we like to include a loyalty program for their customers, and once certain customers hit different tiers within their loyalty program, we will create certain flows that basically acknowledge that customer from hitting that tier. For example, it might be silver or gold tier, and then we will send them benefits automatically through that flow email that they can go ahead and claim and use. And obviously, most people aren't new to a loyalty program. They know the benefits of it, but this is just another way that you can easily help increase your retention quite easily with a platform that works seamlessly with Klaviyo and Shopify. Number 9, if you want to improve your post-purchase experience with your customers, one of the better ways to do it is with Wonderment. With Wonderment, you can recreate the boring transactional emails after someone purchases inside of Klaviyo and add your brand's own personality and design to it, just like this example over here. You can also set up much nicer post-purchase tracking pages like over here and manage any other other fulfillment hiccups that you might have with custom messaging, just like this example that they have on their website, that honestly, if I was the customer, I'd much rather receive this from a brand if my shipment was delayed rather than some boring automated email. It's also very easy to use with Klaviyo and Shopify, and I highly recommend it to anyone who's trying to improve their post-purchase communication. And finally, number 10 is Route. You might have seen this app if you were purchasing something online. Route is just a great app that basically provides shipping insurance for your customers. When you install it, it's basically going to have a pre-selected option at checkout for a customer to tack on shipping insurance for maybe an extra $1 or $2. And if they have that selected, and if anything happens, Route handles your shipping problem directly without interfering with your team. They also have a very nice UI that I've even used as a customer at many brands, where you can track your products and see where they currently are. So just a great way to save the headache of having to handle a claim directly, where they will handle it for you. And another good part is that while Route is collecting the extra $1 or $2 after every order that chooses Route at checkout, Route even gives a small kickback to you, so you can actually get paid for using it as well. Oftentimes it's just a few $100 a month, maybe even $1,000, but it's still extra at the end of the day, plus they're handling the claims for you. That just about wraps up all the 10 apps and platforms that I recommend to implement to increase revenue inside your Klaviyo account. But if you wanted even more detail and to see all the apps that I personally include inside my clients' accounts, I've created a free guide in the description that goes into way more detail that I can fit personally in this video. Plus, in that guide, it will come with 3 free resources. Number 1, a custom GPT that will write copy for your brand. All you need to do is give it some basic information about your brand, and it can shoot out some pretty darn good copy for your brand's emails. Number 2, plug and play Figma templates that you can use for your flows and email campaigns. We've analyzed over 5,000 emails that we've done for our clients and templatized some of the best sections to include in the emails, so you can use them straight away and not waste tons of time designing emails yourself. And finally, a 1,000 email swipe file that I personally curated with some of the best ecom emails that I've personally seen to date. If you want all this and more, you can find it in the description below. I highly recommend you check it out. It's completely free. Now, knowing what apps to use on top of Klaviyo is great and all, but this is just a cherry on top. And if you're making the core fundamental mistakes, none of this even matters. So if you want to find out the top 10 Klaviyo mistakes that I've personally seen after auditing over 150 accounts, then watch this video next.